trying to erase the culture. Isn't that a dumb idea? It breaks my heart to know that they're trying to erase America and create it in another image. That's just like the mothers do with the children. Erase the father and create the children in her image, and then all hell breaks loose.
Okay, so he's talking about people taking down various races, various statues uh, that are commemorating racist people, or like Robert E. Lee, Christopher Columbus, and various others. And somehow he can tie blaming women onto people taking down statues of racist people.
Erasing the culture of America is not going to solve one problem in the black community.
Oh yeah, removing a statue does not erase history. I mean, uh, there aren't any statues of Hitler up, but people still know what happened. There aren't, you know, you don't need a statue of every, bad person in order to remember history.
Or so called race issues. It's not going to do it at all. You're going to have a false impression of America and yet out of control people. Statue, Statues of Christopher Columbus are being toppled around America. Watch this.
Kate, overnight here in Boston's Columbus Park, the Christopher Columbus statue was beheaded, and now police are trying to figure out who did this.
So it's happening in Boston, Richmond, and Minneapolis. That's what you saw there. How do people just sit back and let this happen? Where is the police? Where is the government? We pay them to protect us from this kind of stuff. All the money we pay in taxes, this should not be happening.
Well, taxes are used to pay for these statues, and people don't want them around anymore. So either city does it or people will do it. There's really no true issue with, people taking the initiative to remove these statues. Uh, I mean, they're better off, placing statues of people that actually done good for the world.
Taking down statues is not going to create morality in black people. And it's something else going on that is happening, but these folks are being used to destroy the greatest country on this side of heaven. And the Christians are so weak, they won't say nothing. And I'm sick of hearing the white folks who want to do something go, oh, it was just so awful what happened to George Floyd. My heart goes out to him. Stop that. You don't care about no George Floyd. Nobody knew that man.
You don't have to know a person in order to be upset over the systematic abuse. I know this guy cannot understand anything like that because he absolutely has no empathy whatsoever. Um, yeah, and it seems like removing these statues is bringing about a good bit of morale because people are extremely happy about it.
Stop being fake. People know when you're being fake. These people are celebrating and destroying American history.
Again, removing a statue does not destroy history. It doesn't change the past whatsoever. It just means that the racist statue is not there anymore.
It's mind blowing, and all because they don't have the courage to speak up to these people. We should have major police force on these people, locked up for doing that.
So he wants an extremely aggressive police response to people tearing down statues. That's kind of authoritative, if you ask me. But he is a extreme right-wing conservative.
There's the reboot of the classic cartoon Looney Tunes. We'll feature no firearms. Do we have a picture of Looney Tunes? I don't know what that is. Apparently, see Looney Tunes?
That's what it used to be right here. You know how Elmer has the gun, but now
Elmer ain't got no gun.
he got an axe.
What the?
They're gonna take that away too.
Yeah, if he start defending himself with an axe, they're gonna do that.
Well, that's actually a scythe, but does it really matter what he's carrying? Kids get the gist of it.
And someone is just letting this happen. Isn't that amazing? And also, how is this what I don't understand? Who in their right mind think that this is going to solve racial issues? Black people hate you. White folks. Black people hate everybody.
I always love it whenever he starts screeching about how black people hate everybody, when that's just not the case whatsoever. It's just hilarious. A black person telling white people that all black people hate white people, while he's acting like some kind of token black person that is different from all the others. He's not like those black people. He's a special black person that doesn't hate white people.
But he's special whites. They don't even love black people. Look how they don't care about black on black violence. They don't care about the officer that was killed and died on the streets over a TV. Someone stealing a TV. It ain't about that. And they want there's a movie called Gone with the Wind, an amazing movie. It's America movie. And I remember when that movie, when I first saw it, everybody loved Gone with the Wind. Scarlett O'Hara. And now they want to get rid of that. They're going to get rid of cops.
Oh yeah. They canceled Cops, which is amazing. And it's just it was just a shitty show about cop propaganda. They pretended to actually be, tackling crime when they weren't doing jack shit, actually. Gone with the Wind. Never watched the movie. Don't really care. They decided to not play it anymore. Well, it's up to the people who own it.
Watch this soundbite.
Gone with the Wind, one of the most popular films in history. Another relic of a tainted past pulled down, this time by streaming platform HBO Max. The film, set during the American Civil War, depicted contented slaves and romanticized the Confederate South. In a statement, they said, "It is a product of its time and depicts some of the ethnic and racial prejudices that have, unfortunately, been commonplace in American society." The Paramount Network has cancelled Cops, a long-running reality TV show which showed US police chasing down suspects, kicking in doors and arresting people.
Get out! Get out!
What does this have to do with anything. We have cops to protect us from the bad guys.
Cops actually do very little protection of bad people. The Supreme Court has even ruled that cops are not required to actually protect people if they're seen to be in danger. I forgot the case name, but it involved a person in New York being attacked by a knife-wielding person, and after the person sued, saying that the cops did nothing to keep him from, getting harmed, as there was cops stationed on the train, the attacker told the cops that he was a cop. Cops did nothing. Guy got attacked. And after the person defending himself subdued the attacker, cops came and arrested the person and took credit for subduing the attacker. He sued, claiming the cops should have done something. Supreme Court said, no, cops aren't required to do anything unless there's like a prior cop sent to watch your house or something. So cops are pretty much useless.
How is this going to solve the anger and the hatred of black people? And this is happening around the world, not just in America. Amazing. Cities in the UK, Belgium, Germany, and more are removing statues and canceling shows.
Good. Let's remove every single statue that depicts some racist trash, no matter who it is. And yeah, let's stop romanticizing racist eras of the past, and stop romanticizing cops with various law enforcement shows.
These are just a few examples, folks. Satan is busy. If you notice in the world today that there's no real conversation about restoring families, bringing men back to their natural state of being. They're trying to repair these issues in the world and in life without dealing with the real cause and effect.
Okay, if you really want to restore the family, defunding cops would help with that. Stop over arresting people, and shrinking the prison population would also help. Let's stop arresting black people for no reason and giving them records, preventing them from being able to take care of a family or get a job. Let's increase funding to mental health programs and various other programs that would actually help people. Sending a bunch of cops to a neighborhood to look for crime that isn't there doesn't restore the family.
It's a destruction of the man, because that man represents God. He's the son of God, even in a fallen state. And when you destroy the son, there's nothing there to protect the mother and children. All this stuff that the so-called Black Lives Matter and Antifa, these radical organizations are doing, and our government, both Republican and Democrats, police departments and others are allowing it to happen, and they're thinking that it's going to bring they're thinking that it's going to bring a good outcome, but it's not. We all know that it's not. It's not going to get better, folks, until men return to their natural state of being and be the light for the family and for the world. Men, don't wait on them to do it for you or tell you to do it. You got to take a look at yourself and come back to order. God will work through you, and he will make it better. He will make it right, because of the spirit of love is greater than the spirit of hate. If you notice, the spirit of anger has to intimidate you, lie on you, do whatever it can to control you.
Okay, now he's just like rambling on about his religious woo. Basically, men have to be men in order for the world to be right again.
There's no love in that. But you got to come back to order. I was looking at, there's a little short piece on where the president met with some quote unquote black conservatives yesterday, I believe, trying to figure out what to do about the race issues. And I've noticed that it's always a one-sided story. They always they want to have a talk. But it's not about what blacks are doing wrong. It's about what white people are doing wrong. Even the black conservatives want to do that. They don't admit it ain't about white folks. It's about individual blacks not having control of their own lives, not being raised by good parents, the lack of moral character. They are being used. No real talk about family.
Again, if we stopped over-policing poor neighborhoods, which for the most part tend to be mostly neighborhoods with people of color, we could, quote unquote, restore the family and allow, people to be fathers again. Poverty has a real big influence on crime as well. So if we stopped incarcerating people, they can, actually get jobs, go to work, make money, have a family. It's really simple. But people like Jesse Lee Peterson wants to, create some kind of twisted conspiracy as to why it's this way, instead of actually blaming the problem, which is the system that we live in, which is founded upon preventing people of color from being able to progress in society, and then blaming them for all of the faults that happen because of the system that they live in.
I would listen to a couple of the comments of the people in the room. They're like, the conservatives, the Republicans got to go in the black community and deal with black people. They need to go in dialogue with them, but they got to be honest about them. It's not about white people. And then one guy was saying that, it's all about health care in the black community. They need health care. They need this. That's not it either. They need to return to God. They need.
No, better healthcare would help people in the long run. When you have, better health, you can actually, work and do stuff to provide for yourself and your community. A fictional God will not bring anybody anywhere.
To return to family. Man over woman and woman over children, Christ over man, God over Christ. That worked prior to the civil rights movement. It will work now.
Wow, it worked prior to the civil rights movement, an era where black people did not have rights whatsoever. He just constantly shows the kind of insanity that he lives in, the reality that he wants. He wants to go back into an era where black people have no rights whatsoever, and all they do is, obey the laws that disadvantage them, and worship a religion which helped enslave them. It's rather disgusting, in my opinion.